It's that time of the year again. The Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection 50% off sale. Amazon is matching the sale, so same titles, same prices on Amazon. It's such a great opportunity to pick up some very good titles. I took full advantage. These are only my Criterion pickups. I'll do another video for all of my other pickups for the month. Nearly all of my physical media purchases are online. I very rarely physically go to a brick and mortar for my physical media, mainly because it's just so easy to find what I want online, and in some cases at a lower price. But when I do go, like at this time of the year, I have a lot of fun just walking around, going through the different titles, holding them in my hand, checking out the cases, reading them. I'm a simple guy. That's fun to me. My nearest Barnes & Noble doesn't have the biggest Criterion section, but there's a pretty wide selection of titles. For this sale, I picked up 3 movies in store at Barnes & Noble. I picked up the rest online. First up is Sorcerer. This was not on my radar at all. I did all of my research for the movie in store. I tried not to go too far into it because the more I read about it, the more I was interested in it. I wanted just enough to convince me it was worth picking up and worth the watch. I was at the shelf, watched the trailer, watched a few clips, read some reviews, and it was enough for me to pick it up. The movie released in 1977. It's considered a remake of the 1953 movie The Wages of Fear, which is an adaptation of a 1950 French novel. The director of The Sorcerer made it pretty clear that it's not a remake, but both movies share the same basic plot. This movie is about 4 men hired to transport some very dangerous cargo across some harsh terrain in South America. That's all I know about the plot. That's all I want to know, so I can go in fresh. The Wages of Fear also had a 4K Blu-ray release by Criterion. I may check that out at some point. Runtime for this movie is 2 hours and 1 minute. 3 discs in this release, 1 4K Blu-ray of the movie, 1 standard Blu-ray of the movie, and 1 standard Blu-ray with special features. And those special features include a documentary, interviews, some behind-the-scenes footage, and the trailer. There's also a new 4K restoration and a 5.1 DTS HD master audio mix. There's also the original theatrical 2-channel DTS HD master audio mix. 1.85 by 1 aspect ratio, so tiny black bars on the top and bottom for 16:9 screens. This is spine 1267. Brazil. This was on my radar before I got to the store, but I was on the fence with this one. I was concerned it might show its age a bit more than I liked. I saw the trailer, watched a couple of clips, and I wasn't completely sold, but it got a lot of good reviews. In fact, I ran across the adjective masterpiece a lot, so I decided to try it. I'll just read the synopsis on the back. In the dystopian masterpiece Brazil, Jonathan Pryce plays a daydreaming everyday man who finds himself caught in the soul-crushing gears of a nightmarish bureaucracy. And that's pretty much it for the synopsis. It definitely does not give much away, but from what I've learned, it's a quirky, funny sci-fi. Released in 1985, runtime is 2 hours and 23 minutes, so a pretty long movie, which I like. A 2.0 DTS HD master audio track. 1.85 by 1 aspect ratio, 3 discs, 1 4K Blu-ray of the movie, which has a new restoration supervised and approved by the director, 1 standard Blu-ray of the movie, and 1 standard Blu-ray with special features. Looking forward to seeing this. My wife mentioned watching this when she was in film class in college. She mentioned it being good, but she didn't remember much about the movie, so we'll watch this together. This is Spine number 51. A movie I'll likely not be able to get my wife to watch, Godzilla vs. Biollante. I'm a huge big creature movie fan. When I was younger, I watched some of the earlier Godzilla movies. I haven't seen them all, but I've seen more than a few of them. I actually didn't see the original 1954 Godzilla until I streamed it last year, which led me to buy the 4K Criterion release. I had not seen this. When I saw the release, I streamed part of it, gave it a bit of a home theater audition before I decided to pick this up, and I liked it enough to wait for the sale to pick it up. The movie released in 1989. It's a sequel to the 1984 The Return of Godzilla, which was meant to be a follow-up to the original 1954 Godzilla. This era of Godzilla movies in the 80s was meant to reboot the franchise and completely dismiss all of the Godzilla movies after the original, which leaned sort of campy and light. Godzilla was almost friendly and heroic. The Return of Godzilla changed that. Godzilla is a city-smashing terror of a monster. It's definitely a rebirth and modernization of the franchise. In this movie, Godzilla has to battle both people and a genetically engineered plant made from his own cells. It's essentially a plant version of himself. Sounds a little silly, but this is a very good movie with a pretty good story. At this point in the Godzilla franchise in 1989, this was one of the more imaginative and substantive stories in the franchise. It has some relative depth and a good plot. The production value was actually pretty good, particularly the special effects, which include both practical and CGI. Certainly by today's standards, not great, but for the time, for a big creature movie, the special effects were good. The final battle between Godzilla and Biollante looks especially good visually across the board. Overall, visuals are absolutely outstanding, super clean, good contrast, good detail, very light grain, good depth in the picture. Audio is a 5.0 DTS master audio track. Everything is up front, not much from the surrounds at all. What's coming from up front is okay. Nothing special there, just clear audio, not much bass at all. Action scenes, audio-wise, sounded pretty thin to me. It's a Godzilla movie, a big creature movie. There are big roars and explosions and destruction all over. I expected deep, intense bass, but that's not here. Everything up front does come through clean and clear. Overall, considering audio, video, and the movie itself, I'd give the movie an average score of 3.58 out of 5. I'm glad I picked it up. I've actually seen it 3 times already. It's a good watch. I recommend it if you're a Godzilla big creature movie fan. Just be aware it's a late 80s movie, so it does have that 80s style and flair. This is Spine 1254. Ugetsu. I should be pronouncing that correctly. I saw this for the first time just a week ago. I streamed it. I started watching just to see if it was something I'd like to pick up. I didn't anticipate watching the whole movie, but I was so into it that I did finish it. This is a fantastic movie and I highly recommend it. After I saw it, I debated whether to pick it up, only because I'd already seen it and didn't know how often I'd go back to it. I thought I'd pass on it this time around, and when the next Criterion sale hit, which should be later in the year, see if I'd want to pick it up then. But as you can see, I decided to pick it up now, mainly because it's so haunting. It stayed with me. I went into it when I streamed it completely blind. I truly knew nothing about it. I saw it on the shelf at Barnes & Noble, didn't pick it up, but like I said, I decided to stream it to see if I'd like it, and here we are, movie in hand. It was definitely worth the pickup. It's based on an earlier book. It's a deep emotional story that definitely makes a statement about war, the struggles of women, and blind ambition, while also incorporating some unexpected supernatural elements that caught me off guard but really worked. This Criterion release includes the 4K Blu-ray and standard Blu-ray. It released in 1953. Runtime is 1 hour and 36 minutes. There's an uncompressed mono audio mix. Aspect ratio is 1.37 by 1, so pretty much a square on a 16 by 9 screen with big black bars on each side of the screen. This is Spine 309. Barry Lyndon. I've never seen this movie and I'm going in blind. I saw a small portion of the trailer of the movie, which gave away very little of the story. I want to go into this blind with as little information as possible. I know it's directed by Stanley Kubrick. He directed, among other movies, 2001: A Space Odyssey, which absolutely blew me away. It's a period piece, which I like. I like long movies, and this qualifies at 3 hours and 5 minutes. It originally released in 1975. This release has a 4K Blu-ray with the movie in Dolby Vision and 2 audio tracks, one in mono and a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 mix. Aspect ratio is 1.66 by 1, so black bars on the left and right of the screen. There are 2 standard Blu-rays, one with the movie and the other with special features, so 3 discs here. Really looking forward to this movie. Should be an epic grand story with good visuals and cinematography. This is Spine 897. That's it for my Criterion pickups. I picked up quite a few more movies this month. I'll have a video for those in a few days. So what did you pick up? Did you pick up any of the titles shown in this video? If you did, what are your thoughts? Put those in the comment section below. Give this movie a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.